Hello and welcome back. So this is part 3 of making my vintage shabby chic journal. So when I left you, I'd done the cover and the pages and I was going off to stitch the signatures in, and I've done that. You can see the stitching on the spine. I've used the 3-hole pamphlet stitch and they're all in place now, all the pages. Just take that out, just thought that might look nice there, but we'll start from scratch. Okay, so what I'm doing today, I'm going to decorate or get some of the ephemera ready. Now in the journal I will put pockets and tuck spots, altered envelopes, belly bands, anything else that springs to mind as I'm going along, and those things will be filled with tags and journal cards and little pieces of ephemera. So I have organised a little bit. Not that I get organised very much, but I have tried organising a little bit. So I've got some bits ready and some bits that are work in progress. And I don't have a set way of doing things. I'll open a page and I think I want that to go there, or I will think of something that I would like. That can't go there because it's upside down. I'll look at something and think, those colours look nice with that, so I would use that. But the front and the back, I usually put a large pocket in, because then you can tuck in lots of different things. I have made these tuck spots from digital paper of Artemis. Now that can go in and you can tuck that way. But I'm not keen on that there, so we'll see. I also made this altered envelope. This was one of Angela Kerr's tutorials, and I made that. Now that doesn't look too bad there. That could perhaps go there. And it's got a pocket here and a pocket here, and you can just glue it so that you've got another big pocket there. So actually that's going to go there, because I think the colours, and what I do when I think I've found a place for something, I don't stick it in, I just paper clip it in, because I'm likely to change my mind somewhere along the way. So I'm not going to flip through and try and find places for things, but as I'm doing some of the ephemera, something might strike me and I'll go back to it. What I did think I would make, in some of the digital kits, there are these little notebook, I don't know what they're called, just a little notebook journal card. So what I thought I might do is just put some pages inside of these. So just using up scraps of the papers and sewing them in. I need to just trim these down, as you can see. So what we'll do is trim it down to the size of the journal card. There we go. And just stitch them in, the 2 pages. Now I did have somewhere here. There we are. Needle and thread ready prepared. So I'm not going to do anything fancy with the stitching or punching holes in first. I'm just going to push that through all of the papers, leave that little bit of a tail hanging loose there, and then further down come in through, come in through the fold, trying not to stab myself, which I'm really good at doing. That's it. And then just tie these off. It doesn't need to be too strong because it's only got those two small pieces of paper, so it's not going to have to do any bearing weight. So now you can leave the tails, and you can put some beads or something, a little dangly glitzy thing on, but I'm not going to do in this case. So there's a little notebook that will fit into one of the pockets or tuck spots. There we go. So that's one done, and we have another here. So again, I'm just going to match this up and just trim, follow the edge of the journal card. I hope I'm in shot here, sorry. I was thinking about these videos last night when I was sat thinking about what I was going to do next, and I don't want to say that I'm giving you a tutorial on this. This is not a tutorial, this is just a process video of how I do things, and it may be shocking to some of you to watch how I do, but for others, you know when I said about stabbing myself, but for others it's probably going to be okay. But so back up this side, there we go. Hope I'm not bleeding everywhere. There we go. So no, it's not a tutorial, I'm just talking through whilst I'm doing my crafting, and showing you the processes that I do. I know, because I watch a lot of videos on YouTube of some wonderful crafters who are really talented and very clever. But if you watch many, you'll notice that everybody has a different way of doing something, a different way of working, and we can all learn something from somebody. So I watch so many, and I think next time I'll do that, but then I don't, I just go back to doing what I do. So again, you've got two little pocket notebooks now that will fit inside some ephemera, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to distress the edges because they're a little bit white where I've cut it, so I just want to just age it a little bit by using this distress ink. And I'll just do down the spine as well. The thread that I've used is a linen thread. It's a little bit stronger than normal cotton. I either use that or some embroidery threads, which again are a little bit stronger. So there's two little notebooks that are ready. I need another box and I haven't brought one, but I'll put them there in that. I'm trying to be organised in things that I've got planned and things that I haven't got planned. In this box are lots of little tickets, journal cards, pockets, small pockets, and I don't know if that one will do, but I did wonder about making some corner pockets and just attaching these on, but not this, it doesn't match. What might be a nice idea to do, excuse my head if it's in the way. Oh, I haven't got any now, I've used it all. No. So that you could just put them on the bottom of a page, you know, and tuck things behind, or like I said, attach them onto another pocket. But I thought we'll dress up some tags that I've already fussy cut. So here are the tags, some tags. When you have all these scrap papers, when you're using up things, don't throw them away, I just use them, put them on a little handmade tag, and don't waste them. This is one of my porch print tags that I use quite a bit, and I think what we'll do is we'll get some buttons and some lace. So it needs to be fine lace, doesn't it? And so get some lace and glue. I'll try this glue, but it's not always the best glue for fabric, but we'll try it. So all I do is cut a piece, and these aren't my fabric scissors either, so there we go. And what I'll do is I'll just put it across the base of the tag there, just add a little bit of a dimension to it. So I'll just run glue across the bottom. I'll show you in the next one that I do. Another thing that I quite often do when I'm just doing small pieces of ribbon or lace is double-sided tape. So just to do that, and then you can add some small buttons. I'm running out of the small ones, alright. Hey, and there are some that I've already put cotton through, just so that it looks like it's stitched on. So I'll use this. It just adds a little bit more interest to what can be a plain tag. So there's this. And I'm not going to punch a hole in it because I don't always put holes in the tags that I'm using. Sometimes I'll leave them like this, and then they can just be used as a journal tag on the back, but I haven't decided, so what I'd rather do is leave it holeless at the moment. See if I can reach that tape. Sorry, I'm in the way again. So double-sided tape, a very fine one, just run a little bit across the bottom there. Make sure that it's stuck down quite well. We'll use the pink again because there's pink flowers on there. Take try and take the tape, there we go, off, and again just stick it down on the base of that tag. Just trim the edge from that. There we go. And we'll put another button on. Just trim this cotton down a little. And a little bit of glue. I keep forgetting to seal it again as I finish this glue and it all bungs up as a hole. That's one. I'll have two buttons on this. There we go. So 2 buttons on that one. These, they were just the ends of the page that I had to cut out for something, and rather than waste them, I thought we'll have those as tags. Now then, what shall we do with this one? I didn't bring any blingy things. I think we'll have a butterfly on there. That looks nice on there, doesn't it? You've got to have a butterfly when you're doing your journals. There. So just, I mean, they're lovely on their own, of these tags, but you just add a little bit of something to them. And also what I'm going to put on there is move those buttons over for now. 1, 2. So just to add some detail, you can also just, quite often what I'll do is put a little bit of the bling just in one of the corners. So there we go. So that's a nice one. That will go on most of the pages. So that's 3 tags. And here's another one of my poetry prints. The blue one, I'm not sure, but I think this may be Artemis, but I apologise if I'm wrong, and please let me know if I'm wrong, and then I can correct my comment. This is a nice tag as well. I think we'll use this one, the bird cage, which is really sweet. It's already got a butterfly on, so we don't need to stick a butterfly on, but what I'm going to do is just put a couple of little pieces of bling on the butterfly, and I think we'll have some lace on the bottom of there now, like this, because it's got blues in. So what I'm going to do is just put a little piece of this blue onto here. As I'm going along here, I'm thinking about what I should be doing, what I can be doing, and I'm going to, rather than you sit watching me, there. So just dress up, you know, when you've got little pieces of tags. Some of the other things that I do is with pieces of, if I find it, pieces of card that I have left over, I will make tags, and I just use distress ink around and stencil something on them, and they look really nice. Sometimes if you've got fussy pages, you don't always want something you know, that's highly decorated. Maybe you just want a little piece of something. So what is really nice to do is just keep it fairly simple. Now I've got this lace. This is a lovely lace with the butterfly trims, and so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to, if you don't have, well, you can glue or you can staple onto these. I'll just show you one. Just it's just a quick and easy way to attach your butterfly onto there, and that's just a simple journal tag. And I've got another one here. Just trim that a little bit. It's just, and I'm going to glue this one. So rather than punching a hole and using twine or ribbon or wool, eyelash trim's nice for tags. Use your little bits of lace that you've got left over. There we go. Another little tag. There. So what I was saying is, whilst I'm doing this, I'm thinking, and I'm going to change my mind a little, which I do. I'm all over, my head's all over the place, so you have to stay with me while I'm doing these things. So what I'm going to do is just move that, otherwise I'll end up with them all over the floor, and then the dogs come and pick them up and crunch them. So if I just move them over there out of the way, then I can't knock them. Well, anything's possible. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a look at some of the tuck spots and things that I've made, corner pockets, and I'm going to go through and maybe clip some into pages that I think they will go. Just another thought. Okay, so we've already decided that's going to go there. I never put anything on these digital pages because somebody's worked really hard at developing these, so I never put anything on there. I might edge it with lace, but I don't cover them because they're so nice as they are. I don't like to do that. So what have I got? That's nice. That could be a pocket there. So what I'll do is I'll just clip that piece in, and then if I change my mind, it can just be moved. I don't decorate every